my name is Alex, and I'm going to be talking about the school systems in Mexico and how they differ from those from other countries and how they're the same. This is a common classroom in Mexico. There are desks and chalkboards just like our own schools. You may notice this classroom may not look as nice as our own. Today, our schools are packed with air conditioners, yet these schools may only have fans. As you can see here, the students have to wear uniforms, whereas in the United States, mostly only private school students have to wear uniforms. Right now, the students are at recess. They are allowed to play sports and socialize with their friends when they have the time. Now for primary schools. Primary school in Mexico consists of grades 1 through 6. The students that attend these primary schools only go to school for 4 hours a day and are usually ages 6 to 12 years old. Now the term primary school is also the same as elementary school. Students in Mexico must first attend primary school and then they later move on to secondary school, which is also known as middle school or junior high school. There are two types of secondary schools. There is a general primary school and a technical primary school. These schools are pretty much the same with very little differences. The students that attend secondary school are usually between the ages of 12 and 15. When these students finish secondary school, they later move on to what we call high school. You can see that the education system over there is pretty much the same as it is here, especially with the grades. Although the actual education that the students in Mexico are getting are much different than they are here. Although the actual education that the students in Mexico are getting are much different than they are here. This news report team actually went to Mexico and talked to and interviewed some of the uneducated people in Mexico. Most of them are unemployed and still looking for work. They are blaming the unemployment rate on the poor education systems that they have to offer. You can see that the students here do not have all the opportunities that Americans have. It is a much harder world in Mexico, in education-wise, work-wise, and many other ways. All these people that are unemployed have nothing better to do than just skate. In Mexico, the unemployment rate and the education system is much worse for the females. This man is a typical uneducated man in Mexico who is 24 years old and out of work. He believes that people will find pity in him and he will also find work. He says he does not like the education system, but he will find a way.
And in a country that is unable to provide enough jobs and opportunities for its youth, they're beginning to be known as Mexico's lost generation.
The OECD's top official in Latin America says Mexico spends among the lowest amounts of money in the world to educate its youth. That's harming millions, especially the poorest.
The challenge there is to create an education system with the quality of teachers all over the place so that you can have at least an homogeneous quality and precisely that's what allowed a student from a disadvantaged background to get and reach the higher standards.
Without such important policy changes, a full generation of young Mexicans will likely continue to face a long, hard road on their way to adulthood. Frank Contreras, CCTV, Mexico City.